Hello and welcome to the online New Vision TV. I am Lynn Komjisha. The takeover of Crane Bank by the Central Bank of Uganda last Thursday did not surprise many, as rumors that all was not well with the country's third largest commercial bank had been rife for a while. Its collapse is not different from the several local banks that have collapsed and taken up by the Bank of Uganda. We revisit the extinction in this report.
Crane Bank's takeover was announced by the Bank of Uganda Governor Tumusiime Mutebere himself. He said, "This action has been taken upon a determination by the Bank of Uganda that Crane Bank Limited is significantly under-decapitalized institution as defined by law, possesses a systematic risk to the stability of the financial system, and that the continuation of its activities in its current form is detrimental to the interests of the depositors."
I can assure you that the Bank of Uganda will do everything possible to ensure the continued safety of customers' deposits and the soundness of the entire financial sector.
Taking such a step by Bank of Uganda is not new, and with the exception of the Nigerian-owned Global Trust Bank, all affected banks in the past have been local, owned by indigenous Ugandans. Experts point at lack of financial discipline among Ugandan elites as the main reason for locally founded banks to collapse. Several Ugandans jumped into the lucrative business of lending and borrowing in the late 80s by creating Sembule Bank, International Credit Bank, Nile Bank, and others, but all of them are now deficient. Bank of Uganda took them all and either had them sold to foreign entities or liquidated. The first local financial institute to die after 1986 included the Uganda Kingdom affiliated TFA, whose name ironically meant that it will never die, and the people's beloved Cooperative Bank, whose assets were sold to Standard Chartered Bank. Cooperative Bank's death was not surprising since its core customers, the cooperative unions and societies, were dying under the wave of economic liberalization. Greenland Bank, founded by former Bank of Uganda Governor Dr. Sulaiman Chigundu, was behind the revolutionization of commercial banking in Uganda. Greenland Bank was closed and its assets seized, though nearly 2 decades later, no conclusive report has been issued. Uganda Commercial Bank, then the biggest banking chain owned by government, went through a messy privatization in 1998. Former Bank of Uganda Deputy Governor Dr. Ezra Suruma was sent to UCB as the last chairman/CEO to prepare for its privatization, but his assessment led him to change his mind, arguing that the chain was still viable if properly managed. He was transferred and years later wound up as finance minister, and is now the Chancellor Makerere University. Nigerian-owned Gold Trust Bank was among the recent casualties when in July 2014, Bank of Uganda revoked its license. In November 2010, Bank of Uganda directed all commercial banks in Uganda to raise their minimum capital to 10 billion shillings by March 2011 and to 25 billion by March 2013. At one point, Crane Bank claimed to have arrived at double that figure. But last Thursday, 19th October, the Bank of Uganda announced that the bank was undercapitalized and sacked its entire board and took over management pending the finding of a capable investor to buy the troubled bank.
In other news, the South African government has filed a notification of withdrawal from the International Criminal Court with the United Nations. The notice of withdrawal follows non-cooperation procedures against South Africa at the ICC after the country failed to institute a warrant of arrest against Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir when he visited the country in June 2015 to attend the AU summit. We have more.
Amnesty International said today that Parliament must urgently convene to reconsider the government's decision to withdraw from the Rome Statute, the founding instrument of the International Criminal Court. South Africa's sudden notice to withdraw from the ICC is deeply disappointing. According to Nesanet Bile, Amnesty International's Research and Advocacy Director for Africa, making this move, the country is betraying millions of victims of the gravest human rights violations and undermining the international justice system. The South African government has urged that it was treated unfairly following its refusal to arrest President Omar al-Bashir. The news of South Africa's intention to withdraw from the ICC comes as a case is pending before the country's constitutional court to decide whether it has violated its obligations under international and domestic law when it failed to arrest President Omar al-Bashir. The notification of withdrawal does not affect the case, and South Africa cannot avoid its responsibilities under domestic and international law by withdrawing from the statute. The decision is particularly disturbing as it comes only 1 week after Burundi adopted a law in parliament on withdrawal from the ICC.
And now we explore the Pearl of Africa. We take a look at Lake Victoria. It is the largest water body in Africa. This lake is called Lake Victoria, named after Queen Victoria by an explorer called John Speke in his quest to locate the source of the River Nile in 1850s. The lake provides numerous activities including fishing, boat riding, among so many others. Take a look.
Looking at the map of Uganda, Lake Victoria is still located in the southwestern part of Uganda, covering up most of Entebbe district. With a surface area of 68,800 kilometers, Lake Victoria is Africa's largest lake, the world's largest tropical lake, and the world's second largest freshwater lake by surface area after Lake Superior in North America. In terms of volume, Lake Victoria is the world's 9th largest continental lake. Victoria receives its water primarily from direct rainfall and thousands of small streams. The Kagera River is the largest stream flowing into this lake, with its mouth on the lake's western shore. Lake Victoria is drained solely by the Nile River near Jinja, Uganda, on the lake's northern shore. Since 1990s, Lake Victoria ferries have been an important means of transport between Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya. The main ports on the lake are Kisumu, Mwanza, Bukoba, Entebbe, Port Bell, and Jinja. Various activities are carried out on this lake, with fishing taking the lead, then transport, bird watching, and also relaxing by various people on vacation and honeymoon.
And that's all we had for you today. Thank you for watching. Be sure to catch us again anywhere on the go. I'm Lynn Komjisha.